Shana Tova.
Shana
Shabbat
Tova.
Shalom. Thank you for the honor and opportunity to speak here before you today. My name is Karl Mundt. My wife Jennifer and I have been members here at Beth Meyer for the last 15 years. I'm blessed to have two daughters, Susanna, who had her bar mitzvah here in 2021, and my other daughter, Catherine, who will have her bar mitzvah this upcoming May. I'm here to highlight the upcoming Open the Gates fundraising campaign that will take place over 48 hours from Tuesday, September 19th, that's this Tuesday, at 5 p.m. until Thursday, September 21st. Open the Gates is still relatively new. This is only the fourth year of running this campaign. It was born out of the necessity of the pandemic, but Open the Gates has become so successful and integral to the operations of planning at Beth Meyer that it has become the only fundraising effort of the year. As everyone knows, dues alone do not cover all the expenses and obligations and programs that this synagogue offers. For those who have not participated in this program in the past, this is an e-fundraiser. Everyone has 48 hours. You go to a website, you log in, you make your contributions. And in the coming days, everyone should receive 2 emails announcing this campaign. Immediately following Rosh Hashanah, everyone should receive an email outlining the entire program. And then on Tuesday, when the program goes live, you will get another email with a link telling you exactly where to go.
It's a positive thing.
It's true. It's true.
All right. But in talking about the fundraiser, you know, inevitably there's some essence of a pitch or an explanation or a justification. But I really firmly believe when it comes to this synagogue, there really isn't one, because we all come here on our own and we all have our own story, our own aspect of Beth Meyer that makes it important and special to us. So the next few minutes of my speech, I just wanted to take a little bit to talk about my journey, my wife's journey, how we came to Beth Meyer, and why it has become as significant a place to us emotionally, but also the place we choose to contribute significantly financially to as well. First and foremost, I stand here because Beth Meyer Synagogue has invited me to be here and welcomed me to be here. My entire relationship with Beth Meyer, and Judaism more broadly, has always been a story of invitation and welcome. The invitation and welcome I have received from my wife Jennifer, her family, the rabbis, countless members, my teachers, my children's teachers, have all opened doors that for me have brought community, purpose, and the opportunity to explore my own spirituality. The welcome I have received alone, though, is not why I'm here today. I don't think I really got it until I started observing the impact this place had on the lives of my children. Up until the point my kids started religious school, religion was just something you practiced around a set of beliefs. Not having the privilege of growing up Jewish, encountering different religions was almost an everyday casual experience. However, in my kids, through their eyes, I began to see something entirely different. I began to see their identity being defined by their heritage. And this went far beyond simply belonging to a group. Their very essence was being formed, and their Jewish identity and the value that they found from that caught me off guard and frankly kind of blew me away. The work that the teachers, the rabbis, and the entire congregation did provided something that I could not provide as a father alone. In many ways, the story of my wife Jennifer is the opposite story. Jen grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For those who know the area, just a couple of blocks from Forbes and Murray. Her family belonged to Tree of Life, where she was bar mitzvahed herself. She went to public school, but still grew up in a decidedly Jewish neighborhood. Her entire pre-adult life, she was surrounded by the sights and sounds of Jewish living. As a young adult living in the cities of Washington, D.C. and Boston, even though she wasn't particularly devout or practicing, she still drew comfort from the sights and sounds of Jewish living around her. It wasn't until we moved here to Raleigh, North Carolina in the early 2000s that she really had her first crisis of identity. I mean, I know we all know how hard it is to find a Jewish deli. Trying to find self-identifying Jews in the South was a challenge she had not encountered before. We all know this too well, and the ways in which we gather and identify and are seen here in the South and in Raleigh is nothing quite like it is in many larger communities around the country. Beth Meyer then, for her, became the place where she can feel safe, draw strength from her community in the way she did when she was younger. For Jen and myself, this intersection that Beth Meyer provides in being a welcoming and inviting place for people to, one, discover Judaism for the first time, and two, to have a place to find solace and community and comfort within their own pre-existing identity, is what has moved and inspired us to give. It is with these experiences that we are proud to support Beth Meyer, its rabbis, and its leaders to support its mission. But as I said before, this is just our story. I know across this room that each of you has your own variation of this story, or maybe a completely different story, but you have that thing that makes Beth Meyer special to you. As you reflect upon your story in the coming days, I invite you to participate in Open the Gates campaign to support what matters most to you about Beth Meyer. There is no single program or single compelling need that drives what you need to do for this. Every year, we all give collectively based on the conglomeration of our different values and experiences as to why Beth Meyer is important. It is these wide interests that come together and unites us to our goals and mission. Very lastly, I would also like to thank all the families that have already donated to this campaign. Those families that contributed to the seed phase of the campaign are acknowledged in the honors booklet, and you can find them in the back of that booklet. Our campaign goal is to raise $300,000, and to date we have raised over $225,000. But we need the entire community to reach the goal. As we look to complete this campaign, all gifts of all sizes are welcomed and valued. Every year, it takes the participation and work of the entire congregation to realize our goals in all aspects of synagogue life, not just financial. Whatever your contribution is, whether it be financial, spiritual, or your commitments of time, it is always appreciated. And on behalf of the entire synagogue, I thank you all very much for what you do for Beth Meyer. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.